introducing Everything Emerson.
You are listening to Everything Emersons, a community podcast brought to you by Emersons Green Village Hall. We are sponsored by Emersons Green Town Council and produced by Project Sandbox from Inclusive Change at Work.
Alright, hi, I'm Jazz and I'm here with Tom from Everything Emersons. Hi Tom.
Hello.
Today we're here talking to Stuart Russ from Emersons Green Girls Football Team. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
So I thought we'd begin by asking some questions just about the club. So explain your role at the club and what inspired you to get involved in coaching girls football.
So I've been at Emerson's Greens for about 10 years. I picked up my 10-year anniversary award this year, prize giving. I started with the mini kickers, which is ages 4 to 6, with my son back 10 years ago. And then obviously I've got two older children, 2 girls, and they were really passionate about joining and getting involved in football. So they were 6 and 8, so they joined the teams. I'm not one to sit on the sidelines. I don't sit on beaches very well. I'll be digging holes if within 10 minutes. So I got involved. I couldn't sit on the sideline. I had to get involved. So I started coaching, basically helping out, catching balls and fetching balls and setting up goal nets. Then that moved into full blown. So I went off and did the FA level 1 course at that point, which made me an official coach. I did that for a few years in the girls' football as well as the boys, so I was doing both. I ended up becoming the manager of the girls' 2 teams, so my eldest and the middle child, and then I was helping out with the boys, so I sort of focused on the girls' teams, and I ended up running that for they're under 18s now, so they went from 6 to under 18s they're in now, so a good 10 years we ran that for. Along the way, the club went through a few changes, and it got to a point where it was going to fold. So me and another gentleman decided that we would take it on as chairman. And we are co-chairman at the minute between me and Darren, because we've got full-time jobs and it's quite hard to balance it all out. And I also do the treasury and he does the welfare side. So we split it up, and then we've got another committee, committee of about 3 or 4 people that do secretary and so on. So we've managed to take the club from virtual, from zero. It was literally shutting up to a very sort of community-led football, which specialised in girls' football. We become one of the biggest girls' football in this area. Some of the bigger clubs of Longwell Green and down at Saints and then Emersons Green is up there. We've got over 250 players. And that was a split down the middle, boys and girls. But I think it's slightly over to the girls now. I think they're winning. We've got great team managers that have come through and really do make a difference and keep it fun for everyone. Every Sunday you'll find me on the touchline, and in the week we're dealing with the club matters of the day and things like that. So it's quite an involved role that I do.
Yeah, nice. So I guess we wanted to discuss the recent news of the Lionesses winning the 2025 Euros and being back-to-back winners, with winning it in 2022 as well. Wanted to ask how this recent win has impacted your players in your club, and if you've noticed a change in the number of girls wanting to join, things like that.
Yeah, so back in 2022, there's always an influx of players after the success of the Lionesses, and I'm expecting that now again, because it does go off a bit. So 2022 we started a big, and then obviously those age groups go through and they carry on and it starts to build. Then it starts to wane a little bit, unfortunately. So the highlights of the Lionesses and their wins does have an impact on grassroots football. And now I'm doing mini kickers again. So I start with the mini kickers. So I do that on a Saturday, and it went from about 10 to 15 overnight, just girls at that age. So they are definitely getting inspired by what's happening on the top level.
to be honest, I know nothing about football. So, do you think the win has changed public perceptions of girls in football?
Yeah, definitely. The latest one was, I mean, what a roller coaster of a ride it was. You know, there was a team there that they lost the first game and then they went on and they just literally scrapped their way through every game. But the passion and that they shown to get it and obviously get the win at the end is inspiring for everybody. You know, that is just it was a we knew they were a good team, but football is a bit of luck involved. There's lots going on. You can't. It's just not the best players. It's just what happens on the day. But their mentality was outstanding, and the manager I thought was particularly strong in her decision making, because there'll be a lot of people saying the girl that scores the goals at the end, put her on earlier on, but she stuck to her game plan, and ultimately that's what won it. It was, they got to the last 10 minutes of each game and they pushed the button, and then we go on to win the games, and then to have that confidence, I think she's an outstanding manager.
Sure. Discussing more about like community and inclusion, how would you, like for you, in your opinion, how is football more than just a sport? So would you say it's a good place to like build friendships, resilience, confidence in the community, things like that?
Yeah, so I've been around it for 10 years, and the community side of it and the friendship side of it is probably more than the football, to be honest. My own daughter's got friends now for life from playing football, which is great. And you are mixing with other people, not just in your school and things like that. They're from all around Bristol, different communities, different cultures, those sort of things. I just, there's nothing, I can't say anything bad about the experience of football, especially people that don't make friends easy. It gives you a common purpose. It puts you in a situation where you're working as a team. You share the spoils, you share the riches. You do all that as a team. No, I can't see anything. There's nothing negative, and obviously sport for mental health and getting out, running around, all those things is good. And I always say that. So we might not win every game, but we're always training. We're always trying to be better, and that's a good positive impact on everyone.
Yeah. So where you mentioned diversity, I had a couple of questions about neurodiversity in sport. Don't know if you would.
How do you make sure neurodivergent players feel included and supported within your sessions?
Yeah, so I've always, and our club, we've always treated it as they're a player first. So everybody is a player, irrespective of boys or girls. They're a player and they will be playing at a certain standard. So the good ones, then you set challenges for them to make them, keep them interested. And the ones that are not as good technically, then you would set their, you would adjust your training that it would keep them and help them progress at their pace. So it's never a case of where their Grassroots is about exposure to sport, and it's about giving everybody the same chances. It's not the academy type football. So people join the Grassroots at Emersons Green. They want to go and do the academy stuff. They can go off and do that alongside Grassroots. So it kind of works. But we don't. It's not an all-out win mentality. It's about giving everybody a chance, and then you tailor it. So I do it from mini kickers. So when somebody comes in and they're nervous, they might come in with their parent for the first couple of sessions. And the parent joins in and kind of walks around with them, and then I've seen it recently where one of the boys really nervous, and the dad I could see was frustrated that the boy wasn't getting it straight away. So I took the dad to one side and I said, look, I've seen this before. You've got to let him see that there's no danger, no risk, no there's not going to be an issue. We keep the same format of the training at mini kickers so that everybody does the same thing every week. We do little changes just to keep it so they don't get bored. But every 15 minutes within the hour, we're doing something different. So the boy has seen that the first time round. And then the second week, he took part in the first bit, which is ball mastery, which is just, moving the ball around. And then we do like an assault course for, to get some moves, technical moves and things like that. So, and he didn't want to do that. So that was fine. And then the third week, he went and done all three. And then I then sort of kind of celebrated him at the end. We do trainer of the week where they get a trophy, they take it home, and then they bring it back following week. And we look for two things. So we're not trying to make it complicated. Two things that we're looking for on the mini kickers when they're young is attitude and the effort that they put in. So they all shout at me, effort and attitude, right? And I say, yeah, keeping it very simple. You come with a smile on your face, and when you're asked to do something, you give it your all. You don't have to be the best, but you've got to try your best, right? that seems to like click with the younger players, and it works. And then obviously we do share the trophy around as a point of I'm not just going to give it to the same person. But then this kid, this boy, his face lit up. It meant a lot to him and to his dad. He's had a bit of a lump in his throat, but he went from really frustrated to now his son is like, can't wait to come back, the following week, which to me is an absolute win for me as personally and for the club as well, because we're trying to keep this community spirit going within Emersons and the football, and we'd have some great times together when all of us get together for presentation day, or we do the tournaments, and our tournaments probably rated one of the best in this area because we put a lot of time and effort into doing it. But we don't financially make any money. There's a lot of teams out there that do it for financial gain. We do it for the community side. So we actually made a loss this year. But as I said, when we have our debrief meeting, it's about the memories that we're creating for these, for the children that are, we're all part of that community. So, it's just the way it goes sometimes. We didn't make any money, but we had a good time doing it.
All right, so I guess looking ahead, what would you like to see change or grow in the next few years for girls and women's football?
I did a bit of research when this came through, and I started looking at the neurodiversity sort of courses that are available. There wasn't a great deal like on the FA website. It would talk about disability rather than like that's specific subjects. So I do think like the bits that I've spoke about today about building up training sessions and things like that. There needs to be and I've done the FA level, and they dress over it real quick, right? So it's they don't really want to get into the meat of it, but it is evident. It can be a 4-year-old, it could be a 15-year-old girl. It happens to different people, different times. So I feel like club coaches could do with like sessions on how to spot it, how to negotiate it, and then how to get the best sort of outcome like with the players. So there isn't a lot of that about, and I was quite shocked by that because I thought it would be quite high on the agenda, but it's not. So I would like to see that. Me personally, my club ambition is to get an all-weather pitch at Emersons Green. It's a lot of money. Longwell Green have just done it, and that brings a lot of people go to Longwell Green then because they've got an all-weather pitch. We haven't. If we could get something like that, we could open it up. We could open up because you'd have an all-year-round facility then that you'd be able to open up to disability groups, neurodiversity. That you can do that if it's constant. Like, I feel like it has to be constant. You can't just dip in and out. It has to be something that is in the routine, and we'd be able to do that. So that's always been that's the big dream for us, Emerson, is to do that. To get funding is like 500,000. So if there's anyone on this that's listening to this, do it for the fund me page. But it's a long way off. But you've got to have dreams, and that's our dream.
Yeah. Well, think about if there's people listening to this, if there were to be like a young girl that's maybe neurodivergent or unsure about joining and is listening now, what would you say to encourage her to give football a try?
Yeah, you got to give it. Yeah, you got to give it a try. I think it's giving it a try is the least that you can do, because it opens up so much possibilities, and the positivity that comes out of sport and physical activity is well documented. But I've lived it. I've seen it. I've seen girls really nervous, like extremely painfully nervous, turn into great football players that have gone on into academies. I've done that. Some of our players have gone to Bristol City, Bristol Rovers, and Forest Green Rovers. So we've seen it from the start. I've seen girls come and they couldn't kick a ball, but they liked football, and then a few years later they are like the best players. So opening up any opportunity like that, it's got to be good. And I think I would encourage everybody to seek their local, whether it's Emersons Green or their local club, and go to a training session at the bare minimum. You don't necessarily have to commit to a full-blown team member. You can just go training. We've got a few girls that do that. That will come just for training. And I said to even my own daughter, I said, if you're not going to join a gym, what are you going to do? So for me, joining gyms is like boring. I can't run on a treadmill. So I can find that boring. But you put me in a competitive sport and environment, and I will run for the full hour without even thinking about it. So I try to pitch it like that. If it's not the gym for you, then this sport is how you can sort of also get a physical activity routine in your week, in your day, which is positive.
I had that one. So when I had like gone to the gym, I tried to do a few runs and wasn't very good. And then I signed up randomly to this football tournament with my friends. And it was like quite a long time. I was like, wait, I'm a bit fitter than I thought I was. It was just running around, but you're not thinking about
It's the competitive nature, and I think if there's a scoring metrics behind an activity, it works. So when you say like you get one more point, there's a lot of that going on. People playing games, so you get to the next level, and that's what we do. We create a matrix, a scoring matrix, and then what did you do last week? Can you beat it this week? That sort of thing, and it keeps everybody interested, and you're doing it effortlessly. Then you're not. Some people love gym. Don't get me wrong, but for other people, it's kind of tiresome and it's boring. So I could try swimming, that didn't work either. But yeah, like put me on a football pitch and I'll play the 90 minutes. So yeah.
We are talking about Everything Emersons. What's your favourite team?
My favourite team right now at this time is the Lionesses. It's the England women's team. Fantastic what they've done this summer.
Who's your favourite player and why?
My favourite player right now is Lucy Bronze. I think she is a fantastic role model player. She did it with a broken foot, I believe. She kept that quiet and sort of played gritted teeth. She's an absolute fantastic player and ambassador for women's football.
Great answer.
So, for anyone who may be listening who might want to join the club or is interested in giving football a try through your club, how would you go about that?
So I would go to the Emersons Green JFC Facebook page. I would message just detailing your age group. So we do it in school ages. So it'd be like year 5 boys team, and then ask what night they train. We train Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays at our home pitch at Walker's Playing Field, which is across the road from Blackwall School. And you can turn up and talk to a coach and try and work out what teams but I would suggest training to start off with if you've never played before, and that will give you a good idea of what's going on. But yeah, it's welcome. I look forward to seeing you.
Okay, thank you, Stuart. Been for my very limited knowledge of football, it's been quite interesting and enlightening. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Everything Emersons from Emersons Green Village Hall, sponsored and supported by Emersons Green Town Council.
Do you want to create a more inclusive digital world? Project Sandbox from Inclusive Change at Work is a groundbreaking podcast training program for young people. They learn digital skills, build confidence, and tackle online safety through lived experience. Sponsor an episode and be part of real change. Visit icall-cic.com/sandbox to get involved.